Alright, so this video follows on from expanding simple brackets, and the extension from this is that now instead of using a number to multiply with everything on the other bracket, so this tribular force says A equals B plus C, we extend that now by saying A plus B, and we multiply that by C plus D. And so now you can see that we've got a multiplication of two brackets instead of just one number. So one way we work out this particular expression when we have an expansion like this is by using, I like to use the acronym FOIL. FOIL. So the reason why I say FOIL, actually I should have probably written it this way, FOIL, is because it stands for a particular a set of operations that you can do. So this is going to be first, so you need to multiply the first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last terms. Now this will make a bit more sense once we expand this. So you can see that when we do this, we need to multiply the first term. So in other words, what is A? A is the first term and C is the first term in this brackets. So when we multiply these two, we get AC. Now, what is the two outside terms? Well, what is the term on the outside? A. What is the term on the outside? D. So we're going to multiply A times D, and so that's AD. Now the next thing is, what are the two inside terms? This is on the inside, that's on the inside. So B times C is BC. And what are the two last terms? B and D. So B times D is BD. And that's how we use first, outside, inside, and last. So just to make this a bit more clear, just keep that in mind. First, inside, first, outside, inside, last. Let's do that now with a couple of questions. So what is x times y? Because we've got the first two terms. X times y will give us xy. Now what are the two outside terms? This is the outside and that's the outside. So x times 5 will give us 5x. Now what are the two inside terms? What is 3 times y? That is 3y. And what are the two last terms? 3 and 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. Now it's important that you recognize that the operation we're doing here is multiplication when we use FOIL. You need to make sure that you use multiplication. And you need to make sure that when you're multiplying it, you always write the number first. Common mistake I've seen is students write y3. That is wrong. You always need to write the number first, the coefficient first. Alright, now pause the video, give the next question a shot using FOIL, and use the same process. Okay, now that you've given it a shot, let's follow FOIL. So FOIL is first. What is x times x? That is x squared. What are the two outside terms? X times 2, 2x. Notice I didn't write x2, I wrote 2x. Now what are the two inside terms? What is 4 times x? 4x. Keep in mind I didn't say x4, I said 4x. And what is 4 times 2? That gives us 8. So you need to keep in mind with this last step, if there are no like terms, you leave it as it is. But in this case, we do have like terms, which means that this can simplify to x squared plus, what is 2x plus 4x? 6x plus 8. Alright, now pause the video again, give the next question a shot. Alright, now you've given it a shot. First first two terms. What is 2p times p? That is 2p squared. Next, the outside terms. What are the two outside terms? So what is 2p times minus 1? So let's break it down. What is 2p times 1? That's just 2p. And there's a negative at the front, so it's going to be negative 2p. Now what are the two inside terms? What is minus 1 times p? Minus 1p. And what are the two last terms? Minus 1 and minus 1. So minus 1 times minus 1 is positive 1. And you can see with this step there are two like terms here, which means that this simplifies to 2p squared minus 3p plus 1. Now the next question, the letters are mixed around. However, that doesn't mean that you change anything. You still can use the FOIL method. First, outside, inside, last. So pause the video, try this on your own first. Okay, now that you've given it a shot, what are the two first terms? 1 and 4r. So what is 1 times 4r? That will be 4r. Now what is 1 times 2? 1 times 2 is 2. Now what are the two inside terms? What is minus r times 4r? So I'm just going to write it here on the side, just so that we can visualize what's going on. Minus r times 4r. So what is minus, well, let's just write minus 1. Minus 1 times 4 is what? Minus 1 times 4, because remember we write the minus 1. R is the same as saying 1r, so that's where I got the 1 from. So what is minus 1 times 4? Minus 4. And what is r times r? R squared. And the last two terms are, so I'm going to write this here again, minus r times 2, so that becomes minus 2r. So again, the like terms are going to be minus 2r and 4r. And what do they simplify to? Well, what is 4r minus 2r? 4r minus 2r is 2r. The plus 2 doesn't do anything, and that minus 4r squared isn't changed. So just remember the final steps with this. Whenever you've got double brackets or two brackets, you just need to use the process of first multiply the two first terms, multiply the two outside terms, multiply the inside terms, and multiply the last terms.